Kristen.
Hi, Scott.
It feels like it's been like a month since we've done this.
It has.
It really has been. It really has been. But we're back. Hey, everybody. It's February 11th. It is episode 501. Kristen was not here for the iconic, history-making episode 500. Dale came back and we did it as an audio-only version. Why? Because Dale refused to get a haircut. And I said, you're not going on international television looking like that.
International TV.
Right? So
That's funny.
anyway, yeah, we had fun. And some people were disappointed that we didn't do like a retrospective episode, like clips from all the shows we've done before. But I just wanted it to be old school Dale and Scott and just have a conversation. And he sat right here on the other side of my desk and we did it without cameras. And I thought it was kind of fun. So you guys can check it out if you want.
Which is how you used to do it.
Which is the way we did it.
Yeah.
Which we did it that way forever until you and I started doing this.
Yeah.
Anyway, February 11th, we have a lot to talk about. We're going to get right into it. But first, Kristen, I want to ask you, this coming Saturday is Valentine's Day. Do you have any great lovey-dovey plans?
No.
No.
No. I've been married more than 20 years. No, we don't have. Yeah. Valentine's Day is Saturday. Is that what you just said? So last year it was Friday. So last year we opted not to go to a restaurant on a Friday night on Valentine's Day because they all would have been a mob scene. And so
Exactly.
I made us, I don't know, steak or something for dinner. But I went all out and made like placemats out of construction paper with hearts. And I wrote little, conversation hearts to Max and Rob. Max lost his mind and thought it was just the cutest, funnest thing ever. So now I feel like I need to do that again.
You have to do something, yeah.
Yeah.
I sent Max some Valentines.
He got them yesterday. They were so
Yeah.
cute. And a bookmark, which he loves. Thank you.
Yeah, wasn't that fun? I have one of those too. They're really neat. Well, cool. We're also, Dale and I are very anti going out to dinner on a holiday because all the restaurants just jack up the prices of the stuff that we can have on Tuesday night and enjoy it just as well. So I've always been, no, I'm not going out to dinner on New Year's Eve. I'm not going out to dinner on Valentine's Day. We like going out on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It just makes much more sense. And when you don't have to get up and go to work the next day, then every day is a Saturday, right?
I guess that's true.
I want to say happy birthday to one of our loyal listeners, my brother-in-law, Greg Stewart. Tomorrow is his birthday, so happy birthday to him. We're almost exactly the same age. He's like 3 weeks older than me, I think.
Yeah, because your birthday's coming up.
It's coming up. I'm going to be 29 again for the 27th time.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah, you guys do the math of what the 27th anniversary of my 29th birthday really is. Also coming up before we talk to you again, Lunar New Year starts next Tuesday, February 17th. It is, Kristen, do you know what animal is coming up for the Chinese New Year?
I have no idea. You're going to tell me.
Yeah, it's the year of the horse.
Oh, the year of the
horse is, I'll tell you, you want some background?
Yeah.
The horse is the 7th animal in the Chinese zodiac. The horse is associated with speed, strength, and endurance. And people born in the year of the horse are said to be energetic, free-spirited, confident, and hardworking.
Well, there you go.
I am not a horse. I am free-spirited, I guess.
Yes, of course you are.
I'm pretty confident. And I guess I work hard. Okay, I guess I could be a horse.
You can be a horse. Why not?
It's funny, though. So next Tuesday, Kristen, is the fattest of all the Tuesdays.
Oh, right. Leading into Mardi Gras season and Easter and Lent and
all that stuff. Yeah, Fat Tuesday is next Tuesday. And I actually believe that Greg Stewart and my sister-in-law, Tracy, are going to be there. Am I right about that? I think they're going to New Orleans.
Be in New Orleans? Oh, cool.
You couldn't pay me to be in New Orleans for Mardi Gras, but some people like that kind of thing.
I think I'm too old for that.
I don't think you're ever too old for partying. I just don't want to do that much partying, right? It's a little bit much for
with
me.
with that many people.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Lunar New Year, just stepping back a second, Resorts World, where one of our favorite hotels here in Las Vegas, resort and hotel, they are a Chinese company, and they're doing a huge Lunar New Year celebration that we're going to this
Fun.
coming weekend. Yeah. So they're starting a little early. They're going to do the parade of the dragon. They do the big long
I love
dragons
that.
with people. Yeah, they're going to do that all throughout the casino, I guess.
Years ago, when I used to work for Freddie Mac,
Hmm.
they had an employee resource group for Asian Americans, and they did that Dance of the Dragon in the cafeteria in Freddie Mac every year, and I just thought it was the coolest thing. Sticks in my memory.
Really fun. Okay, I have to before we get on to other more important topics, I need to tell you about my new obsession.
Oh,
Kristen, I am absolutely obsessed with this. Have you heard of the show The Traitors on
yes, I can't
Peacock?
believe you're starting with something that makes me roll my eyes, but go ahead.
Why do you need to roll your eyes about it? It is so fun and so addictive. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's basically kind of a survivor-ish type game show, reality show. It takes place in the Scottish Highlands in this most beautiful castle. And it's hosted by actor and Broadway star Alan Cumming, who is just over the top with his outfits and way
Mhm.
of delivering his lines and stuff. He's just so fun. So they brought together 23 celebrities, and I'll say celebrities in air quotes because not all of them are real celebrities. I mean, there's a past Survivor winner, there's some Love Island contestants, there's a couple Real Housewives. Michael Rappaport is an actor; he was on there. Social media stars, and get this, Travis Kelsey's mother Donna also played the game.
Oh, bless her heart.
So I had to get caught up because episodes come out on Thursday. So episode 9 is dropping tomorrow. And I can't wait to see it. But I had to binge all the rest of them because there's so much stuff online each week about what happened that you have to stay off social media or it's ruined. So
Mhm.
Lisa Renna has been on it, and Dorinda from Housewives. It's such a good show. Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir, they were contestants. Um, they're both still in it. Anyway, I don't want to give anything else away, but I'm so obsessed with this show. And guess what? Here's the crowning moment.
I can
I'm
hardly
aud-
wait.
I'm auditioning for the next episode, for the next series. So they just announced that they're going to do a civilian one, non-celebrities. Now, of course, I am a celebrity in my own right,
In your own
but
mind.
they're not going to think I am. So they might just cast me. So this
None
week,
of what you just said and the whole lead up to this would in any
yeah.
way entice me to watch this show, except the very last part that you said. If you were on it, then I would watch it.
So
Otherwise, there's not a chance in the world.
do you even subscribe to Peacock?
We do.
Yeah. Okay. So you could watch it. I would make my mom and dad subscribe to it too, just so they could watch me on it. I want to go to Scotland. I want to live in a castle for 2 weeks. Why wouldn't you? And play a game. You can win $250,000.
Exciting.
Well, I'm excited. I'm going to put my audition tape together this week. I'll probably use this camera right here to make it. Anyway, all right.
Keep us all
So
posted on that.
I'll keep you posted. Well, like I wouldn't tell you that I was off to Scotland to be on The
Oh,
Traitors.
but contractually, you might not be able to. You might have to be mysterious and undercover about it.
It's very true that I might not be able to tell people. Well, I could tell people once it starts to air, maybe after I've filmed it, because it's filmed
Yeah,
probably months in advance. Right.
sure. Sure.
All right. I'll stop chatting.
Yeah, well, um, yeah. Keep us posted. From one thing that makes me roll my eyes to something that might make everyone else roll their eyes, or maybe just scratch your head. I don't understand this at all. But I saw this online recently. McDonald's, just when you think you've heard everything there is to hear about fast food gimmicks and shtick, McDonald's is launching McNugget Caviar. It debuted yesterday online, and it is a kit of berry sturgeon caviar, a 1 ounce tin of caviar, and includes a $25 Arch card, which is, of course, a McDonald's gift card that you can use to buy some McNuggets. And it also comes with a serving of creme fraiche and apparently a spoon that's inlaid with mother of pearl. Now, the kits, this is the part that I don't understand. The kits are free while supplies last. Um, and you can only get them online, specifically at McNuggetCaviar.com. I bet they didn't have to fight anyone for that URL, and you can't buy them in a McDonald's restaurant. So, like maybe there will only be 100 of them, and they're counting on a surge of free publicity from people posting themselves eating chicken nuggets with caviar. I,
Well,
I don't know.
apparently it's a thing. It's a thing that people have been doing it, I guess, on social media, putting caviar on chicken McNuggets, and that's where they got the idea.
Okay,
Why they're giving
why?
them away for free? It's a publicity thing. They want us to talk about it, so it's working
Yeah,
because here we
no,
are
but
talking about it.
But why would someone put caviar on a chicken nugget? I
Why
don't
would someone
get it.
put caviar on a Pringle? I mean, we've talked about that on the show in the past. That was a big, huge thing that people were putting caviar on Pringles and eating it. I don't know. People put caviar on all kinds of weird things, like their belly button.
I didn't I did I did not know that about the caviar thing.
Yeah,
I have noticed that premium tinned fish is having a moment, like premium canned salmon and canned sardines and things like that. But I did not know that eating caviar online was a thing right now.
that's
Interesting.
crazy. Well, I'll tell you, I just pulled up the McNuggetCaviar.com, and to give it away, Kristen and I are taping this yesterday, Tuesday. And right now on the East Coast, it's 10:20 a.m. Eastern time, and there's still 40 minutes before the Caviar website goes live. So I guess it's going live at 11 a.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, the 10th. So by the time you guys hear this, I bet how much you want to bet they will be sold out
Yeah,
by the
for
time
sure.
people hear this podcast. However, can Scott get his name in right there at 11 o'clock and get himself a tin? Wouldn't that be a fun
You
thing
should
to
try.
show on the show
That would
next
be.
week? What does that mean? I have to go to McDonald's and get the McNuggets before we do the show?
That's right. That's
Because
right.
they don't sell McNuggets at 7 a.m. in the morning. We usually do the show at 7 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kristen, would you eat it? Do you like caviar?
I have never had caviar, but I think it's salty and yummy, and I would absolutely try it.
Hold the phone. How did you get to your ripe old age of 54? And are you 54?
55.
How did you get to be 55 and not ever have caviar before? Didn't we have
I don't
caviar
know.
when we I think we had caviar when we went to the Inn at Little Washington.
Are you sure?
Well, I'll have to go back and look. Didn't we take pictures of everything?
I think we did. I guess I'll have to go back and look.
Let's go back and look at our pictures because I think you've had it. How could you not? You grew up in Kings Mill.
What does that have to do with caviar? So maybe I did eat it at the inn at Little Washington, but that like it doesn't stand out because there were so many amazing things that were a part of that meal that it all sort of yeah. Well, yeah,
Blended
but so
together.
yes, I of course I would try it. I would love to try it. I mean, on a chicken nugget, I don't know, but
Is there anything you wouldn't try? I was just talking with some friends about this the other day who's a truly a foodie, and she said basically there's nothing she won't eat. She even likes unami. Disgusting.
what? Uni?
Uni. Yeah, which is so gross.
I don't like uni. I tried it. I don't like it. Um, I
I'll eat
can't think
almost
of anything
anything.
off the top of my head.
I don't
I've
like
eaten,
liver. I don't like calves liver.
oh, oh no, I don't, mm-mm. I don't want liver. No, thank you. I have eaten, balut, which is a Filipino street food specialty, which is a developed, partially developed duck egg. Can't say that I would eat it again. I don't know. Is there something I wouldn't try? I can't think of anything, but I don't know. I'm not that adventurous though.
Cool. All right. Well, from
That was really not interesting in the least.
all right, we'll cut that. We'll cut
Who
that out.
cares?
From Caviar to books, Kristen, honest to goodness, actual books that you can pick up and read that are written on paper, which I happen to be a huge fan of. I love this story. Spotify is promoting buying books from independent booksellers.
Love that.
Yeah. The music and audiobooks platform is launching a thing called Page Match. And this is so cool. So it allows readers of books to scan a page from a printed or ebook using their phone and then continue listening to the audiobook at that exact point, which I think is brilliant. So
Mhm.
say you're reading, Wuthering Heights and you're about to go on vacation and you want to listen to the rest of it on your car trip.
Love that.
You can pick up right where you left off. It also works in reverse, telling you where to start reading the physical book if you've been listening to the audiobook. And to make it even better, they're partnering with bookshop.org to promote the purchase of physical books, which, of
Such a
course,
good idea.
I'm a huge fan of. And I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books in my house. And I don't trust anyone. If I go to your house and you don't have one friggin' book in your house, there's something wrong with you. Spotify currently has 500,000 audiobooks in their catalog. And guess what, everyone? The Swish edition is also available on Spotify every week. So you
Of
can,
course it is.
if you listen to our show instead of watching it on YouTube, you can catch us on Spotify.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we have to talk about the Super Bowl, right?
Mm. Did you look at me? I'm wearing my football
Oh,
jersey.
yes, there you are. Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's
Um,
got my 54.
I love it. Did you go to a Super Bowl? Did you have a Super Bowl party? Did you go to a Super Bowl party?
I did go to a Super Bowl party and it was so much fun. Dale and I went to the resort. We were invited by several different casinos to go to Super Bowl parties, but we picked Resorts World and man, did they do it up. They did it in their theater where Katy Perry and Carrie Underwood have performed. And they've taken out all of the seats. Look, the first 10 rows of seats are gone. And they're permanently gone. And they put couches instead so that they could basically create a VIP area. That's where we sat. And they had food stations all over in the lobby and on both sides of the theater. Someone was cutting prime rib. They had
Mm,
this entire ice luge filled with shrimp. They had mini hot dogs. They had lobster rolls. They had snacks up the yin yang.
wow.
It was really good. And then, of course, free drinks and all that good stuff. And they gave us foam fingers and little mini footballs to throw around. And they had the game on like 18 different TVs. But then right in the middle of the theater on stage was this massive TV that was like as big as a football field. It was like crazy. So we had the best time. And we went with Ian and Michelle, our friends from Hawaii. They're here in Vegas this week. And so we took them to the party. And we were all rooting for the Seahawks. I'm sorry, Dad. My dad's not watching this show, so it doesn't matter. But he's a huge Patriots fan. So, as you know, the Seahawks won. So we were all happy, really happy. And guess what? I didn't get drunk, so I remember everything.
You well, you picked a boring game to be able to remember because it was a
I thought it was
snooze fest of a
fun.
game.
I
It
thought it
wasn't
was
close
fun.
at all. Yeah, we got invited to a Super Bowl party, but Max has basketball on Sunday afternoons, and we just felt like we wanted to just chill. So Rob took Max to basketball, and then I made, you know, wings and some pizza bite things for Max. And I made something for dinner that was completely not football foodish at all. I tried to recreate a recipe for a wonton soup that one of Rob's aunts used to make, dearly departed Aunt Tessie. Anyway, the game was kind of boring, I thought. And we were all rooting for the Seahawks also, not out of any particular loyalty, but Rob rooted for them because they're an NFC team over the AFC team. Max wanted the Seahawks because his teacher is a fan. And so I just kind of went along with it. I thought it was entertaining. I have to say, I did not, as I feel like I say this a lot with people who perform at the Super Bowl. I didn't get the Green Day thing. Like, how are they relevant right now? I don't know. They sang their hits, whatever. Andy Carlisle, I thought, did a really fantastic job.
She was
Charlie
awesome.
Puth, I
Yeah.
just love that guy. He
Yeah.
is a literal musical genius. I saw a lot of people online afterwards saying Charlie Puth lip synced at the, his words, his mouth didn't match the jumbotron or whatever. It's
Yeah, they
like,
never match
hello,
the jumbotron.
he's in a stadium, you idiots, and he has pitch perfect or perfect pitch or however you're supposed to say that. Because people were saying every single note he sang was perfect. He must have been lip syncing. No, that is his gift. He has pitch perfect. He always sings perfectly. And his arrangement was brilliant, I thought.
Yeah.
Um,
People are idiots, Kristin. You know that.
Everybody complains about everything.
Yeah.
We're not going to touch this really with a 10-foot pole, except to say Bad Bunny performed. I don't know if I just missed something leading into it, but I didn't know that Lady Gaga was going to perform. I don't know if it was announced.
Oh,
And
it
when
was a
she first
secret.
came on, Rob and I were like, wait, is that Lady Gaga? Well, I was like, is that her? I couldn't really tell at first.
That's what everyone in America did. Yeah.
And Ricky Martin, can I just say, and I know you agree, that man ages like a fine wine. He looked amazing. He sounded amazing. That was like such a gem. And the other thing is, I watched the whole thing. I didn't see any of these people while I was watching, but afterwards I saw that Jessica Alba was in the dance scene and Pedro Pascal and Cardi B. That flew right over my head. I missed them.
Yeah, I don't think they necessarily were singling them out or focusing on the fact that they were there. I think they're just friends of Benito's, and he invited them to be there, and there they were.
Yeah.
So there is a video, and I'll have to send it to you, of me crying, not because the Seahawks won, like my friend Michelle would like to tell America, because she posted a video of me crying, and it was badly edited so that it looked like I was crying because the Seahawks won, because she was so excited because that's her favorite team ever. I was crying because Ricky Martin
because of
came
Ricky
out.
Martin. Yeah.
And as you know, here he is right here behind me on the wall.
I know you love him.
I was thrilled that he was there, and I had just been talking about the fact, could Ricky Martin headline a Super Bowl show? Maybe not, but maybe yes. I mean, wow. We don't have to talk about all the controversy. People are on all sides of it, but I enjoyed it. I thought he did a great job. I thought the sets were amazing. And those people that were walking around
there were trees.
Those trees, or I think they're supposed to be
the trees were people.
Sugarcane fields.
Yeah.
But I thought it was amazing. And I told Dale after we were watching the video of them setting up the next day on Monday, we were watching, there was all kinds of video of like people that were there that took video of how they put the set together, and they do it like this, right? They only have like 5 minutes to put it together. It takes hundreds and hundreds of people to get it done. They must be volunteers. And I'm like, well, Dale, if the Super Bowl's coming back here to Las Vegas in 2029, let's volunteer. Why not? How fun would that be?
That would be fun.
Put together the stage for who knows who's going to be performing. Maybe it'll be Taylor Swift.
For that kind of spectacle. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll let it go. There's been enough talk about Bad Bunny and the alternative show. We don't need we don't need to rehash that.
Whatever. We're not gonna go there. I enjoyed the halftime show, that's all I'll say.
Me too.
And the other part, excuse me, of the Super Bowl, of course, the big draw is the commercials. And I just think this is absolutely mind-boggling. A 30-second spot for this year's Super Bowl was going for reportedly between $8 and $10 million. Like 30 seconds of airtime. For me, I feel like the overarching trend or theme of commercials this year was AI, which is, on the one hand, supremely entertaining and also disturbing. And so I have to say that the Goodwill Hunting themed Dunkin' Donuts commercial, I, it's like I liked it, but I didn't want to like it because it's all done with AI, and it just like the the
Wait,
the
why did you
the de-aging of people is clearly, AI assisted. But it was done really well, and it was fun, and it's
I don't I don't have a problem with that aspect of AI. I think AI can be used for lots of very innovative things. Like every week AI helps me edit this video that we put up. But we're not creating images and creating people and creating things that don't exist. It's one
well,
thing to
yes, they did
de-age
create people that didn't exist because they
who.
they they de-aged these people, and it's not real. It's like, I don't know.
Okay, but
I
I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with them using it. Like if they had put a dead person in there, I may have had a problem with that. Or if they created, we've talked about that Tilly actress, that AI actress that doesn't even exist and isn't even a real person.
I know, I know. You're
That's the
so
that's what I have a problem with.
I get what you're saying, but that Dunkin' Donuts commercial reminded me of the things that you and I have shared with each other, saying this is so creepy and weird, but yet, like, the clips that I've seen recently of, like, the cast of St. Elmo's Fire, and they walk through, and Ali
Yeah,
Sheedy
no.
from that era sits down and
No, I
puts
don't
her
like
arm
that.
around Ali Sheedy,
No, I don't
as
like
she
that
is
stuff.
currently, right? That's just,
It's
but
creepy and unnecessary.
but there was AI in a lot of Super Bowl commercials, like I mean, this was a blend, but the Jurassic Park, the Xfinity, Jurassic Park commercial, which was so
Yeah,
clever, by the way.
it
And it
was.
was a mixture of straight clips from, Samuel L. Jackson's clip where he says, I can't get Jurassic Park back online. And also de-aged versions of Jeff Goldblum and some of the other actors, along with current versions of them. It was really well done, but also using AI. And then again, the Amazon Alexa commercial with Chris Hemsworth was all about AI. Um, I mean, it was just
Yeah.
quite a theme.
It
I don't know. The other ones that stood out to me were many of the um movie trailers of things that I thought, oh my gosh, like every movie trailer, and I think, oh my gosh, we're definitely gonna watch that. And then we never watch movies.
and then you
Rob
forget it and then you
Delastus and
forget
I
about it.
never watch movies
Right.
anymore. We don't have the attention span for them. It's
Okay,
terrible.
can we talk about the big one though that I didn't even know was a thing? Steven Spielberg's
Oh,
Disclosure Day.
yeah, that looks really good.
That man is obsessed with aliens and it's another global UFO event type movie and
Yeah,
I had no idea it was even coming.
I know.
So,
I
super
didn't
excited
either.
about that.
And
And I've
Scream 7.
literally buying my tickets today so Dale and I can go. We're not going to go. It opens on what is it? The 27th or 28th. It's whatever that for next Friday is. A week from this Friday, it opens. Um, we're yeah. I can't go to the movies on a Friday night, but I will go
No.
like the next Tuesday. And I told Dale that if we go, I have to sit in the very, very last row. I
Okay.
will not go to a horror movie unless I'm in the last row because I don't want
Why?
anyone behind me because I don't want anyone behind me stabbing me.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not even joking. Not even
My
joking.
goodness, Scott.
I'm also excited about Mandalorian and Grogu. They
Sure.
advertised that one and the Michael Jackson biopic. That was one of
Yep.
the commercials. Have
Max
you
was
heard
super excited about the new Minions and
Minions
Monsters
and
movie,
Monsters? Yeah.
and Mario Super Mario Galaxy movie. He went nuts for both of those commercials too.
Well, I'll
Um,
tell you can I tell you 2 other commercials that I really, really loved? They just stood out to me for, obvious reasons. The Backstreet Boys singing the
sure.
T-Mobile "Tell Me Why" song, and, I also really liked the Hellmann's Mayonnaise sweet sandwich time.
I hated it. I
I
hated it.
loved that. I thought that was so creative.
I just don't like,
Using Neil Diamond lookalike and
Andy, what is his name?
Samberg.
Andy Sandberg. I just don't
Yeah.
subscribe to his brand of comedy, and I just didn't enjoy it. Um, oh gosh, it just went out of my head. What was I gonna oh, the Lay's potato chip commercial made me cry. It was so
The
touching.
w Really? With the stupid
Yes, with the
potatoes?
father turning the farm over to his daughter.
God, that no. I don't like that kinda stuff.
I know you don't. It
But
made me cry.
I like the Budweiser Clydesdale and American Eagle. The little baby eagle grew into a big
Oh,
eagle and
sure.
the whole okay, I was in a theater watching with, like, 8 probably 1,000 people, right? And when that eagle flew over at the end, over the top of the Clydesdale, the entire theater went, "Eh."
Yes.
There's something to be said about watching a big event like that with 1,000 people.
And engaging reactions. I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Scott, are you playing the Redfin, they're giving away $1 million home game? Are you into that? I downloaded the app specifically for this game, and I haven't
I
kept up
didn't
with it.
I didn't even know about that. I'm doing the HGTV one. They're
Oh,
giving away
okay.
a house too in Charlotte, North Carolina, which I'm gonna win. Um,
Great, then I'll win the Redfin one, which nobody knows where it's gonna be, and then we can visit each other.
oh, see, I want to know where it's gonna be. Well, I'm not gonna keep it. I'm gonna sell that damn I don't want to live in Charlotte. No offense to my friends that live in Charlotte, and I have
Charlotte's a
some.
nice place.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought they did a decent job. Andy Cohen even had his own Super Bowl
I
commercial. He did
saw that with
Nerds
the
Juicy Gummy Clusters. Talk about AI. That whole thing was AI.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So that was fun. That was fun. Was it just the 3 of you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just family night.
Well, I wanted to look this up and it came across my feed somewhere and I don't know where it came from. I'm sorry that I don't know the source, but is the super flush a real thing? You've heard of this before, right?
Of course. And they actually talked about this on the Today Show this morning.
Did they really?
Yeah,
So apparently, there's been this lore. I guess it's a Super Bowl lore that
urban legend.
that municipalities around the country have to prepare for that very moment when the second quarter ends and halftime begins, when everyone gets up and runs to the bathroom so that they don't miss the halftime show or any of the commercials. And they call it the super flush. And apparently it started in 1984 in Salt Lake City when a pipe burst during the Super Bowl halftime show. And a Salt Lake City water department employee told a local newspaper that it was caused because the second quarter just ended and everyone went to the bathroom at the same time. It turns out that it's not true. Sewer systems around the country can handle it. They handle it every day when most Americans are taking showers and pooping all at the same time before they go to work, especially in a city like New York City, right? So they're ready for it, and it's just not really a thing. And some municipalities have even issued statements saying that they consider Super Bowl Sunday as a low flow day. I guess a lot of people are just holding it or peeing outside. I don't
Oh my
know.
gosh.
I'd love
Yikes.
to pee outside.
Well, I think most men do. Um, they talked about it on the Today Show this morning, and I looked it up. And New York City actually did report a massive surge in water usage just after the Bad Bunny halftime show ended.
Oh, okay.
So
So people waited
I
to
guess
do their
so.
business, right?
Yeah.
But they handled it. There was no emergency. There was no
Yeah.
poop emergency.
And there was a rumor that they hired extra staff to flush every toilet in the stadium
To see what happens.
Sunday morning as a test or something silly like that, but it was unverified.
I've heard of that happening before. I've heard of I think they did that when they were opening Allegiant Stadium here, and they called it they were asking for volunteers so that you could have someone at every single toilet and flush them all at the same time to see if
to
it
see
would
what would
work.
happen.
Right. Well, what about a
Stress
hotel?
test.
What about a hotel like the Venetian that has 5,000 rooms? Um, and God knows how many toilets they have combined.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they were all flushed at the same time? Maybe it can handle it. I don't know.
Yeah. Or they must have to test whether some percentage, whether they can withstand some percentage of them
Sure.
flushing at
I
once.
would think I would
Yowza.
think so.
Yowza, yowza. Well, moving on from toilet flushing topics, there's bad news, Scott, out of Italy with regard to the Olympics, and we're not talking about Lindsey Vonn yet. Although I want to come back and talk about Lindsey Vonn.
Okay.
Um, but the news is that the medals, the gold, silver, and bronze medals, are literally falling apart. My
What?
goodness. Yeah. So apparently these medals are not, quote, celebration proof. So the first issue is that the little piece at the top where the ribbon attaches, like the grommet thing, is falling off. And so Breezy Johnson, who of course won gold in the women's downhill alpine race, broke hers off because she was excited and
Jumping
jumping
up
up
and
and down.
yeah.
Um, German biathlete Justus Strelo broke his and it fell right off of his neck. U.S. figure skater Elisa Liu broke hers. Swedish cross country skier Ebba Andersons fell off, hit the snow, and broke in half. For heaven's sake! I mean,
What are these things? Aren't they
what in the
not real
world?
metal?
So the chief games operation officer of this Olympics Games has promised that she's looking into this issue. She's going to get to the bottom of it.
I would
So
hope so.
I know we don't know who made this year's medals, but this has happened before. In 2024, at the Olympic and Paralympic Games, more than 100 medalists contacted the OOC to say that their medals were significantly deteriorating.
My
So I don't know.
goodness.
They ain't what they used to be. You can't
Wow.
put your teeth on them like you used to, I guess. I don't
Right.
know.
Are they not made out of solid gold, silver, and bronze? Maybe
No, no.
they're just plated. They're plated.
Yes, of course they are.
I always wondered. So it's amazing to me that they produce like 5,000 of these damn things because you got team sports so you're giving a bunch to all out at the same time.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
have you actually ever touched an Olympic medal?
I have not.
I have.
Really? Whose?
We were at the Luxor here in Vegas and we went to the slot tournament and it was all Olympic themed back in 2024. The one that you were mentioning, the summer
Mm-hmm.
one. And one of the former beach volleyball winners was there and she was wearing her medals and we got to touch them.
How exciting! But you don't even remember her name. Isn't that the case with some Olympic athletes? That's kind of sad.
If I
Um,
do some research, I could probably have it written on the screen below us
yeah,
to
you
tell
should do
people.
that.
But off the
Give
top of my head,
give
no.
that woman some credit.
Yeah.
She's a medalist, for heaven's sakes. Okay, so speaking of Olympic athletes, let's go back to
Yeah.
your post about Lindsey Vonn. And I completely disagreed with it and decided to not respond to you on Facebook because it would be much more fun to antagonize you here. But you posted basically something about poor Lindsey Vonn, who was competing over the weekend with a torn ACL. Famously, she injured herself in a training run, and then she had a successful training run to test whether her knee was going to literally hold, and then she crashed pretty violently and horrifically 13 seconds into her run for gold and broke her leg. And so your post was basically like, oh, I love Lindsey Vonn, but somebody should have taken her by the hand and shaken some sense into her. She had no business competing with a torn ACL. First of all,
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I did not say that.
okay, what did you say?
I didn't say that she had no business competing with a torn ACL.
What did you say?
I said she had no business unretiring and taking the slot of someone who could have gone for the gold. She took a slot away from a 20-something or a 30-something who had a much better chance of actually winning.
Disagree, and she absolutely earned her spot. Olympic athletes should never feel that they need to yield or make themselves smaller for someone else. She earned the spot. This
But she
woman was
re-
winning. She was winning World Cup ski races
yeah, but
right
she
up until a month
retired.
ago.
But
Who
she
cares?
retired
Who
and then
cares?
unretired.
And she earned her way back. She didn't just
Nope.
say,
She
I'm
failed, though.
unretired. I'm
She failed.
unretired. Let me race. No, she trained and placed and got the scores that was necessary, just like everyone else.
She
And
pushed herself
furthermore,
too hard, and she got
disagree.
injured, and that had to have contributed to her wiping out
It
13
didn't.
seconds into her first.
It
Well,
didn't.
then what?
It
She did
didn't.
something wrong.
She made a statement about it and said my ACL had absolutely nothing to do with the crash that happened. It's not
I don't
bullshit.
believe
She
it.
caught her hand on the gate and it messed up her balance and her equilibrium and twisted her around. She caught her hand on the gate. It had nothing to do with her knee.
Well,
but
then she
anyway,
was too close
even
to
if
the
it
gate.
did, oh dear. Anyway, but my point in defending her was to say, Lindsey Vonn, if she had had that attitude of, oh, I'm too old, oh, I'm injured, oh, it could go wrong for this reason or that reason, she would not be one of the most decorated. She is rated in the top 3 skiers in the world, men and women. She is incredibly talented. And if she didn't have that kind of drive, she wouldn't have 3 gold medals and she wouldn't have 8 World Cup wins and everything else.
Yeah.
And
I
she
agree
would have
that
wondered, and we would have wondered for the rest of her life what would have happened if she, had tried it on her torn ACL. So I think kudos to her. And I think that all the armchair quarterbacks who don't know a God blessed thing about what it takes to ski and what might have messed her up and what you can do skiing as an injured athlete need to shut the hell up. That's what I think.
Okay. Well, you just stole that line from my sister, who called me an
She's right.
armchair expert.
She's right.
But that's my whole shtick, and that's the whole reason I do a podcast for 16 years, is because I am an expert. I'm an expert
At
armchair.
everything.
Yeah, at everything. And so I can talk about food, and I can talk about sports, and I can talk about movies, and I can talk about all the things that I don't do. Because I'm an American and I have free speech, and by George, I get to say whatever I want. And if you don't like it,
if you post any of these clips on Instagram or TikTok, people are going to eat you alive.
I give a shit.
I can't wait.
Listen, Kristin, I'm almost 56 years old. Do you think I give a shit what anyone thinks about me? I do not. This is why my friend group has really dwindled down to just a handful of people. Because
a lot
of people can't tolerate me anymore. And guess what? Totally fine with it. I don't even like the friends I still have.
Oh, mercy.
Kristin won't even come visit me, y'all.
Oh, stop.
I'm going to keep bringing that up until you come.
You just love to shame me.
Do I want to talk about the Hollywood sign? I do.
I don't know.
I was completely dumbfounded by this news. Did you know this?
I did not.
You've been to Los Angeles.
Certainly.
You've seen the Hollywood sign with your own eyes.
Of course.
You can see it usually when you're flying into LAX. You can see it from all over West Hollywood, and it's there right on the side of the mountain. It's been there since, I think, the 20s, when it used to say Hollywood Land. There used to be 4 more letters. Anyway, the Hollywood sign hasn't been lit up at night in our entire lives, decades and decades.
How did we not know that? How did we not know? So did I.
I just assumed it was lit up, right? It's not. The reason the famous Hollywood sign hasn't been lit up for decades is threefold. One, there are houses in the Hollywood Hills very close to the Hollywood sign, and if there were big spotlights up there, then they might have spotlights, shining into their windows, right? Number 2, it would disturb the abundance of wildlife that live in the Hollywood Hills.
Mm-hmm.
Animals need daylight. I mean, they need night life, right? There are places in Florida, especially in the Florida Keys, where they don't use white lights. like if you have, say your house is near the water or wherever, and on the outside of your house, I'm sure you have them too. You have these spotlights that you can turn on, right? Like if you need to light up your backyard, if the dogs are out there or something. They use red light bulbs there so as not to interrupt the mating calls and the normal movements and sleeping of turtles and alligators and that kind of stuff. It's true. I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
Also, the city doesn't want to encourage tourists to go up there at night, so they keep it dark. Because the only way to get there is to drive through these narrow, winding roads through residential neighborhoods. That's the only way to get up there. So I didn't know any of that. I learned something new every day. But the reason this came up is because someone went outside and took a picture of it lit up. And they're like, why is it lit up?
Why did they light it up for one night?
It turns out that they were filming a television show or a movie. I don't know which one. And they got special permission to light it up for one night only.
Amazing.
And you can see this picture here that I'll put on the screen on YouTube, and Kristin can see it on our outline. But look at that house. How would you love to have that house and go out on your deck and look up at the fucking Hollywood sign? How much you want to bet that tiny little bungalow is $8 million?
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, that's all I got.
That is a fun, fascinating fact. And that brings us to the end of our show.
Well, this is fun, Kristin.
And Scott, you have 6 minutes to go get yourself some Caviar.
Oh, let me pull that back up again. I'm excited about that. I'm gonna try to get it.
We should both try. Maybe one of us will be successful. Okay.
5 minutes and 37 seconds. All right, guys, I'll let you know next week if I was able to successfully get some caviar and McNuggets. All right, Kristin, I love you to death. I hope you have wonderful Valentine's Day. And I'll talk at you and infuriate you some more next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
The Swish Edition is a production of Bethwick Media, LLC. Learn more about the show at swishedition.com. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast app or site. But only if you like us.